think this, yeah, I mean, Frank, I think it was more of a recommendation and so much of the question. But yeah, thank you so much. And it makes absolute sense. So what we need to understand is that we've been at this since December. So we have taken an approach of trying to build an organic community, which was of extreme importance. As you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be real land with the real communities coming together. And we had a lot of interest from mainstream. We had a lot of articles done on us in mainstream, and you can comfortably find them all over the internet. And so we feel that our marketing has been somewhat sufficient. And of course, at the end of the day, we are still a crypto project as far as the communities that we are actually trying to engage is concerned. We have been very active with doing relationship building with some of the OG communities in space, and we have really been getting some great traction. And yes, the market downturn has somewhat put a dent, or I would say a pause in our systems, and it's still, and nobody knows how it's going to react. All we can do now is continue to engage with the amazing projects, amazing communities from outside our own, and I think that will be, we are confident that will have a great reflection in our uptake of our of offers for our land NFTs. But I completely understand you, and and I hear what you're saying, Franca. Thank you so much for that.
Thanks for having me on stage.
Who was next, Castles?
We have Jigwin and Renat. So if any of you two would like to jump on, grab that mic, unmute you guys self.
Okay. Hello, good day, everybody. Glad to be part of this project. Hey. I currently live in the Caribbean, and I was just kind of wondering from some of my experiences living here, which has been fantastic. What's the modular homes? Do we have any idea about like their rating for like storms and stuff like that? And plus, going along with that, do we have an idea about like is that out on like any certain types of storm paths or anything like that?
So I'll take this. I didn't quite catch the full question, but I'll do my best to answer it. So all of the modular architecture that we are proposing for Satoshi Island is designed specifically for Satoshi Island. So it will need to meet the requirements of the local climate, the local geotechnical conditions, storms, earthquakes, etc. Now, Satoshi Island is a very safe place. Albeit it often has a lot of high wind. It is still in a small earthquake zone. So our modular architecture is designed to perform in those conditions. We really will be, taking into account, I think, a lot of the safety and resilience and sustainability issues in the design as well. We hope these modules will be minimum in terms of their impact on the island's infrastructure. And in doing so, achieve, I think, a modular architecture that is in balance with Satoshi Island, not fight against the environment, enhance the environment as much as we can, and create a very safe architecture for everybody to live in. I hope that answers your question to some extent.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that, James. And I'm really excited about that because I've worked with FEMA before in some different islands and seen how not taking that into consideration as the island was initially being developed has caused a lot of problems. So I think that's awesome. That's a great answer. Thank you.
And I really appreciate your absolutely. Thank you very much.
Hey
guys, Hey guys, how are you all doing today?
Very well, thank
Hello,
you. How are you?
Thank you. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me on stage. So this has been a project I have been a part of since quite a few months, and I like the way y'all are taking this ahead. I know the last few weeks have been a little up and down with the market, with the announcements, with the delay and all of that. But I think having an AMA or something to make things a little more transparent instills again a lot of confidence, and that's how every project should be, run. I have seen a lot of projects,
Thank you.
having a bit of an issue, just before mint. But communication is, I think, something which is very important. So just a normal question, for people who are minting the land NFTs. I know currently the markets are a little bearish, but I am someone who's probably more focused on the citizenship NFTs. So, what does a citizenship NFT bring for as value to the holders? I know it gives you access to the islands, but in the future, what can this hold? Like 5, 10, 15 years down the line, what is the value of this citizenship NFT for all of us?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So the value is huge, huge, and the reason I say that is because the ultimate future of Satoshi Island, the governance of Satoshi Island, once everything is said and developed, is going to fall in the hands of those who are holding citizenship NFTs. So obviously, you can only imagine that the importance of that NFT is obviously huge. Also, the fact that there's only 21,000 will ever be created,
Right.
And as we become more popular and continue and have permanent events and conferences surrounding the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and NFTs, again, you'll be able to, gain great values because you're the person who has it. You might want to create your own networking conferencing system with other NFT holders, so it gives you that opportunity of coming together. So, I mean, without it, you can't have access to the island. And I feel that's valuable in itself, of course.
Right.
But ultimately, being able to be part of that democracy and voting on what happens to the island by holding one is definitely of even greater value.
Yeah. So, and just wanted to add, in terms of citizenship from the technical perspective. Well, not technical, but like the security perspective. An important aspect of citizenship smart contract. And I don't want to go too much into technical details. And we have improved the architecture, so it's actually moved into another smart contract. But initially, like when building the citizenship, the important concern was the security and the protection of the land. So that's an important aspect. So we built some pretty innovative and pretty interesting stuff there, like the advanced NFT security, and what we call ANS, advanced NFT security aspect of the citizenship. So initially our idea was that those who have the citizenship NFT have the benefit of the advanced security. And afterwards, we decided to extend it to all the land owners. But important and really cool, like functionality there is, well, again, because we're talking about owning the land, and it's like physically the land. So we don't want people who get like the wallets get hacked or something like that to be. So the land goes away with them. With the wallets, and it gets hacked away or something. So we built a number of protections. So one of them is the being able to assign a beneficiary. So if something happens to you or your wallet is lost, then somebody from your family or your trusted person, after the time is expires, is able to retrieve the land on your behalf. Another one is the trustees mechanism. So if you enable this, if this advanced NFT security is enabled, then important transactions need to be signed by one of your 3 trustees. So those kind of things obviously prevent the land from being lost. It also protects everybody, it protects the community. So in case somebody loses access to their wallet, and instead of having like a piece of land there with some rubbish and raccoons and whatever, their beneficiary, so somebody like from their family or like a friend or another wallet of the same person, is able to retrieve that through the beneficiary mechanism. So those kind of things, I personally believe it was important to mention in regards to the citizenship as well. Hope it helps. Thanks.
No, that's really great, because you all gave a very nice and detailed explanation. Being a person from finance background myself, I have never sold a single NFT in my life, because whatever project I buy into, I buy it 100% for years and years to come. And just a small follow-up question, because I found this very interesting. You all said that 21,000 citizenship NFTs will only be ever made and given out. So, why? What made you all want to do this for free? Was it because you all wanted believers in this project to be rewarded, or and
Yeah, you're
yeah?
essentially just answered your question. Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, is it that? Okay, so that's great, because a lot of people these days do free mints, but I think for your project it's a very, very valuable free mint you all are giving out to people like us, because I feel that yes, it has amazing long term potential, and probably for someone like me, the floor price or something which people talk about doesn't matter so much. I could care less about how the floor price looks because of the huge supply in the short term, but I'm looking at something which is long term, where probably my family could really reap the benefits in the future. Being a 25-year-old myself, I see this, having benefits for years to come. So I'm really, really excited. And so, sorry for taking so much of your time, but I'm so happy to be part of this project so early on.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
If I could just quickly say, if we could just speed it up a little bit. I mean, we would love to continue this conversation with our community, and we will continue to do another one. It's just that I've got another AMA in about 20 minutes with another community. But please, still welcome all the questions. Who is next?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Am I next? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, you are.
Hi,
Yeah. Since you started speaking, yes, please.
yes,
What is your question?
great. Thank you. My question is, I just would really like to understand more about the leasehold, because I joined late, so I don't know if this question has been asked already, but about the leasehold of the land, because I know it's a 75-year leasehold, and how that structured leasehold extensions, and if the leases come to the end of its lease, how those extensions work and how you've calculated it. If any of that information exists, it would be really great to understand more about that.
Yes, absolutely. So obviously, this was an important issue for us as well when we started on the project, and we have developed great relationships with the custom owners who all these systems work through. And it is. I think the confusion comes from the fact that a lot of the people are sort of used to freehold, and and they sort of don't really understand. Or what do you mean? Like, what do you mean lease? As soon as they hear the word lease, it sort of everyone gets into a bit of panic. But the reason for this system in this particular country is to ensure that the local people continue to benefit from their own land, right? So that's ultimately an umbrella answer, which means so then we have this amazing relationship with the custom owner that owns Satoshi Island land, and this is it's a system where we choose to it's always our option to renew it for the next 75 years, and based on our relationships with this person, we don't feel like this is being any issues whatsoever. And of course, everything will be available and transparent as far as those leasing is concerned. But at this stage, the way it works, every time 75 years runs out, we exercise an option to renew it for the next 75 years. And this is going to be done by the company because due to our obviously amazing relationships with these custom owners, there won't be any problems whatsoever.
So do you have information, or will you be releasing information about how that extension works and how much, like in terms of calculations, how you're calculating that lease extension? I mean, it would be good to understand how that, that whole procedure works as well in terms of the lease extension.
Of course, we both have it, and we'll be able to provide it to you. But yeah, absolutely. So just stay tuned. We'll provide that information available to you, so you can take your own time, read through it, get comfortable, check it by your own lawyers, and go from there.
Great. Thank you so much.
Hello?
Thank you for your question.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Yes. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey,
Welcome.
awesome.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, thank you. Hey, listen. First of all, I'm really excited to be a part of this. I got introduced by a friend of mine, and he's on here too, my VW guy. So what's up? Anyway, 2 questions. One, we're all listed as citizens to be. Okay, at least that's what I see, and maybe I'm mistaken. But are we all guaranteed to get a citizenship? And if so, when we are a citizen, let's say we get it minted, we are a citizen. How are you going to designate people as citizens? Is it going to be some kind of a digital security badge that you show someone when you show up to the island? Or, I mean, I don't know, how does that work?
So the citizenship NFT we will have a check-in area. As you get to arrive to the island, you'll be brought to a check-in area. And of course, we'll be checking that your wallet has the citizenship NFT in it. And that's the basis of it, I guess. Does that make sense?
So basically, we'll know far in advance that we are citizens. So if we want to come to the island, there's going to be no issue.
Of course, yes. So
Okay.
as long as you have the citizenship NFT in your wallet, you will have access to the island. You will come through the check-in area, show your access, and off you go to explore the rest of the island.
All right. That's awesome. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Okay, so my question is along the same lines that he was just asking, only a little bit different, but I have a second question that I'm going to start with for Mr. James Law, which is about the modules. Can you give us, if you can, please, just a peek inside these and give us an example of maybe even a wow factor as to what it would be like to actually live inside of one of these, and what are the things that are going to be possible inside of one that we don't know about, that we've never seen before? Is there a way that you can describe that for us?
So thank you, Daniel, for the question. Yeah, so living inside the Satoshi Island module is a little bit different from living in a typical house. What you will be experiencing, first of all, is the materiality. So the whole house has been pre-engineered. It's like a giant kind of Apple product. We have a steel structure with an aluminum skin. We have most of the technology embedded inside the walls. So you will feel a very sleek, very modern kind of space inside. And it's all been designed with a lot of expression about using natural light. There's a lot of cross ventilation. All the materials inside are highly engineered, a little bit like an aircraft. And the house that you will configure yourself will have a level of customization, which I think you can't get in a normal house. So what happens is, you can actually stack these things up in the configuration that you want. That is within the rules of the modules. You'll have very intricate spiral staircases that are linking from different levels of the house. You can link up and then down again, etc. And so I think to kind of summarize it, you're living in a kind of architectural modern machine that is creating its own energy, recycling its own materials, and then it is an extremely kind of sleek and pre-engineered space. And then you bring in your own personality, your own furniture, your own personal belongings, and you inhabit that space. So, and then also you see the house come to life very quickly because we literally put them up in a matter of days. Of course, they take longer to make in the factory, but then when they arrive on site, you really see this house come to life in a matter of days. So all of that comes together into I think, quite a futuristic kind of expression of living in a ultra-modern architecture. I hope that answers your question.
It did. Thank you very much. The other thing was, for anybody else that could answer, you were talking about the only 21,000 NFTs for the citizenship. But what I'm wondering is it only ever going to be 21,000 people allowed on the island, or is there going to be visitor NFTs? How's that going to work? Because obviously there's going to be more. I mean, I'm just imagining that there's going to have to be at some point more than 21,000 people on the island with the amount of people that are going to work there, the conferences and everything else. How's that going to work?
So as far as the population of the island is concerned, that will depend on the accommodation available. Of course, we won't be able to. We won't be allowed to let people on the island unless they actually have an accommodation booked, because where are they going to stay? They can't just pitch up a tent. So so that's why we thought that number was quite grand and quite enough, because we have 2,100 blocks of land. If each one has a house that that has 2 or 3 or 4 family members, then ultimately, as far as the population of the island is concerned, you look at numbers like that. However, in saying that, when you did mention what about extra conferences and things like that, I'm sure that when it comes to conferences, then it would be a different pass, a day pass for the conference alone, and not necessarily a citizenship NFT.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, Tim. Could I please ask the following? Regarding the questions of this AMA, it would be really nice to have all the information published, and we already have a very beautiful site. So all that questions actually contribute to what is already published there regarding the security, the accommodation, and other services like providing electricity, the sewage. Everything what we're asking here can be published on that site in one place, right? And it will be really helpful, because we are talking here about serious project, and everyone who is going to purchase the block to build the house is essentially buying a property, and I don't think anyone will be unwilling to read that information, right? It's quite a very useful information about where you're going to live. So I think everyone will be reading that, so it won't be wasted time. The other point what I wanted to ask, if it's possible, would be nice to see at least the minimum scale scenario, what you going to do to be able to build all that infrastructure and keep that project ongoing, right? I understand what the secondary income will come from the selling of NFTs, but if any other sources of income for this island to function, and I see the royalty will be only 2.5%. Maybe it's not enough for the keeping the income stream. Just what are the calculations? What is the minimum required to start? I heard on the previous AMA like 30 million margin point, but is that for the whole island, or is it will be required to start with the first sector? How the plan is going to unfold to be able to develop in reality? Thank you so much.
Yes, Mike, thank you very much. So ultimately, sorry, was there someone talking? Hello? Did I lose anybody?
No, you're still talking.
No,
Nobody
no,
else talking.
you're online.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. We are, I suppose, Satoshi Island is the developer, right? So we have an understanding of the capital that we need to begin this infrastructure. And we have obviously our own resources and our own teams in place that consult to us regarding what is required as far as capital is concerned. We know exactly where we're heading with this. As far as the actual infrastructure is concerned, it already exists on the island. I am living on the island right now. Sewage, electricity, all this is already exists. And for us, it's impossible to predict anything right now because we don't know what the uptake is. So it's a little bit of a catch-22. All we can do is scale the current infrastructure that we have in place and scale it based on the demand. So if demand is there, then we'll be able to go off and calculate the infrastructure that is required as far as the sewage and the connections, electricity is concerned, and doing it like that. Because in the beginning, if we to just predict a number, it's going to be incredibly inaccurate. We really need an uptake first. I assume as any developer, that's the approach we're taking. We need to see the demand before we come up with a more accurate number of what the scaling is going to look like. Thank you so much for your question, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you, Mike. I'm just going to kindly interrupt, but I just want to be mindful that Dennis has an AMA. How are you going with your time, Dennis?
I will. Yeah, it's 5 minutes, so I think we need to wrap it up. If we missed any questions, you have two opportunities. First, don't worry, we will have another AMA. Obviously, extend the time on it and be more time conscious in regards to that. But otherwise, jump on the other AMA with me if you like. I believe it's going to be on Twitter Spaces. It's with Whale Coin Talk, and yeah, we can continue it there.
I have a few quick questions for you, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Go.
The first one was going to be, how will law enforcement, medical, home and car insurance, and all that stuff work on the island?
So let's start one thing at a time. So medical, we will have medical facilities on the islands to deal with minor injuries and things. But as far as the major medical things are concerned, we are investing heavily in the local hospital. As far as the policing and security force is concerned, we will have both a private security looking after the island, as well as obviously Venato police jumping in and helping us out with that as well. Car insurance, you don't need. There's no cars allowed on the island. We will have some sort of transportation. It's going to be electric transportation, and it's going to be community owned, if you feel so, if you like. So all insurance and things like that are going to be through the company. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Yep. My next question is, if there's, let's say somebody doesn't either get approved for a lease extension or opt for one, what happens to their module, etc.?
What do you mean approve the lease extension?
Well, you guys said that upon, based on your relationship with the investor or the owner, whether or not
lease
extension would be approved?
Yep. Sure. No, it's an option that we exercise, and it just gets automatically approved. The system is simple. It rolls over automatically in the next 75 years, rolls automatically into the next 75 years, rolls automatically into the next 75 years. There will not be a case where the lease is not approved or extended.
Okay. And then also, I was wondering if Satoshi Island will have taxes or maintenance fees like a timeshare.
So there will be no taxes for Satoshi Island. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. I think if you understood my question.
Yeah, there will. Yes, so the island will be maintained utilizing the resale commission of the 2.11%.
Okay. And then you also already addressed one of them. The modules will be on sewer and not septic. Is that correct?
James?
Sorry, it broke up. Can you repeat the question, please? Thank you.
I was just wondering if the modules will be on like a city system, like sewage instead of septic.
Your question broke up, but I'll interpret your question. So all of the Satoshi Island modules are independent and connectable. So what we're doing is a kind of hive network where each module is producing its own energy, is sorting out its own sustainable needs. But house to house, district to district can be connected to share the energy resources of mutual houses, so that collectively we're more sustainable. I hope that answers your question because I couldn't quite hear you properly. I apologize for that.
Well, it was more in regards to sewer versus septic, like for water.
Okay, so what happens is around the island, the geology is different around the island. In most cases, what we are doing is we're using a natural deep level sump under the district of each house, so that the sewage is actually naturally recycled underground, as we have mainly a limestone a geotechnical condition there. However, there may be some areas where we need to preserve some of the water table, and in those localized areas, there may be the need for sump tanks, etc. But overall, we are using a predominantly a sustainable approach where we hope that we do not need to deal with so much of the unsustainable sewage recycling issues, and we use the island as this natural kind of recycler of this kind of resources.
Okay, last question. I was going to ask if there will be private businesses on the island, such as shops, bars, etc.
In the beginning, it will be under the company's development as part of company's development process. We will set up restaurants, shops, cafes, etc., and then we'll look to the community and gauge the community's experience within those sectors, and use it almost as a tender application system to hand over those businesses to private individuals.
Okay, yeah, those were all the questions I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your questions. Hello, Daniel.
Are you guys gonna finish this up now? Because I would like to know, if you can. I got in here a little bit late about the NFTs for the citizenships and also the land NFTs. There's a bunch of what it looks like fake ones on OpenSea. So is there a timeline on those minting processes? I know that everything got postponed and everything, but I just wanted to know if that was spoken about. I wasn't here for it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, not a problem. No problem. All clarity is coming. All information is coming. Of course, be extremely vigilant. Unless the links are not on our official websites, official channels, you can always ask the team. We're always available. Do not purchase any NFTs that have Satoshi Island branding on them. They're all fake. You haven't missed anything, Daniel. We will have the process available for everybody. Which link exactly you'll be able to get the Land NFT from will be available on all our official social channels and our website.
Fantastic.
Please be careful.
One last thing, just for myself personally, I do have a YouTube channel. I'd like to have you on so that I can ask you questions about this, okay? If you can. But that's it.
More than happy to come on, Daniel. We'll organize that outside. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I know that we do have some extra speakers up here, but we really do, guys, have to wrap this AMA up, and we look forward.
Yeah, why don't we call a 10 minutes? Go until 9:15, and yeah, get all the final questions in to make sure no one misses out. How does that sound for everybody? Well, I can't hear
Awesome.
everybody. Let's
Your
do
call.
that. 9:50. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Yes.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's well. I just have two questions. One question. First question is regarding the citizenship NFTs. I was part of the Party Degenerates whitelisting. I don't know if we're supposed to get airdropped or are we supposed to mint them.
Welcome, Party Degenerates. We love what you're doing down there. We love your community. You guys are great. What will happen is once our Land NFT offer system completes, we will have the citizenship NFTs available for minting for everybody who's qualified and everybody who's been whitelisted.
Perfect. And the second question is regarding the buying of the land. Is there a purchaser agreement regarding, the terms and conditions when purchasing the land and protection as an investor for owning a piece of land in the Satoshi Island? Thank you.
That legal documentation will be embedded into the NFT itself, so you'll be able to view it and see it and go through it and make a decision like that. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you. Stepping down.
ML, did you get an opportunity to ask a question and to speak? You're still on stage. Oh, here we go. Hello. Hello, ML. If you want, you can try to ask your question now. If you're there, if you're available. We've still got we've still got some time. Is there anyone else we should invite onto stage?
Hello, I just have a quick question.
Hello,
If
how you going?
vaccines are expected, I understand you said you'd have a hospital system. I'm just curious. Obviously, it's very controversial.
Yeah, unfortunately, that will depend on the country and arriving and customs. There will be customs requirements. Unfortunately, it's nothing to do with us.
And who does it fall under?
You in a country without a vaccine. The Vanuatu jurisdiction. As far as Satoshi Island is concerned, we haven't got any vaccine requirements. But as far as Vanuatu is concerned, you need to follow their rules.
And how do you spell that? I'm sorry.
Vanuatu, 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 which is where the island is located.
Awesome. Thank you.
It is south. Yeah. No problems. Thank you very much.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello, David. Yes, David. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. I wasn't able to really hear the AMA. I just came in. I wanted to see what's the timeline for the citizenship NFT. I know you have to completely sell the land, but what's the timeline you think?
We will have more information available, of course, but at this stage, I would say that post the 10th of June, we will have more clarity regarding your citizenship NFTs.
Okay. Do you think it's going to happen this month or no clue?
It's going to happen this month.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. Sunny, hello. Turn on your mic and ask your questions. Welcome.
Hi. I would like to know, it seems to be a very small island. It's 800 acre, which is 3.2 square kilometer. Is that correct, my understanding?
800 acres, yes.
Yeah, well, it's very small, isn't it? Is it not going down?
Well, What is the question? The question is it going to be underwater? Is that the question?
Yeah, I would like to know what's the size of a block, please.
It's 18 meters by 20 meters.
Okay, thank you very much. That answers my question.
Pleasure, Stani. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Anyone else? Is everyone? We got another 5 minutes.
Hello. Do you hear me?
Yes, ML, you're
Hello?
back. Hello, how you doing? Welcome.
Sorry, problems with. Sorry for my English, but anyway, first of all, congratulations on our project. I just love. We see many questions asked.
Thank you so much.
And they end up being answered several times for you. Could we think in a new form or information, even so don't overload you too much?
Yep.
Say, please.
ML, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for what you're saying. And the situation is that we do have a lot of information available, especially in our channels on the left and our Discord server. Everything's also very nicely laid out to you with labels of things to learn about things. It's just that we want to make sure we still accommodate the entire community, and it's just something we have to deal with. Yes, we get asked the same questions over and over again. But like I said, there is information available. You can go into our server on the left, where there's a vast amount of information about pretty much everything that we're answering and talking about. If there's something missing, please feel free to recommend for us to add it there. But yeah, we just want to make sure we accommodate the community and not ignore them, regardless of how often the questions are getting asked. Thank you very much, ML.
Okay, but the question is related to why did we have the number of candidates to the NFTs that was expected? Maybe people don't knew how to work with Discord. Some things could we pass to the official web page. There are people that talk with me and say this is a metaverse project, and I try to explain no, it's not, and they don't believe so. It's difficult for usual persons understand the great project that we have here. I love the site, but I think it misses some information, concrete information. And being an organic project, wouldn't be time to start opening up the community in terms of collaboration, like a DAO, get people to start participating too, like we are doing here, but helping the team with working groups or things like that. Publicize the project, improve the project itself, things related to ambient, to waste, all these kinds of things. So people see this is a real project to move on. I don't know if I make myself clear. My English.
ML, ML, loud and clear, and thank you so much for this amazing feedback. And we will definitely take it on board and look into improving the system to allow everyone else outside of Discord, and obviously look to improve our website to make sure it has more information available. Great feedback, very much appreciated. Great to hear that it's not all about just a Discord, and thank you so much. We'll definitely look into that immediately.
Yeah, and quick addition in terms of DAO. Obviously, that's on the cards. So, and basically each block is like has a mini DAO, and also the ANS has some elements of like the beneficiaries and things like that. And obviously, we're also working on giving more governance to the community. So that's being developed right now. It's just not released at this phase yet.
Thank you, and keep good working. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye, Mel.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Good evening. First of all, love the innovation here. And the only money I've ever made in crypto is in getting in good projects early on, and waiting to see adoption. And then that's the only money I've ever made in crypto in the last 2 or 3 years. So this project, obviously, anybody getting at the ground level at these prices for the land NFTs and citizen NFT. But as adoption grows, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, how do you see the prices increasing as it becomes habitable and as more people come on and they see what life on a true crypto island is like?
Saf, unfortunately, it's impossible to answer this question because it's just going to be speculation. Unfortunately, it's a question for more of a coffee talk at a cafe. We can have a coffee together and discuss and speculate on what happens. All I can say is that that the minimum that you should be accepting for your land NFT, the minimum it would be you would basically go and see what the land value in the area is, and that's really all I can say.
Thank you.
Hi, Tim.
Pleasure.
Thanks for letting me talk again. Sorry to come twice.
Hi, Mike. Welcome back.
May I please ask if you share the more detailed map? These the locations of each individual block, as detailed as possible, if you may have it. I already watched the video and know where the north stripe is, north cliffs, and all other areas mapped, right? But seeing the details will really help. And if there is any kind of better aerial picture of the island, it would be really helpful to understand, because I kind of looking for the place for living, right? And really having the impression of how the lands look, what's the trees growing there, would really help to make a decision where to try to bid for the land. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.
Mike, we love your feedback. We always have and always will. Thank you so much. Your feedback is always amazing. And yes, a new updated page, much more detailed with the map of the island, will be available on our updated page that is coming up. And then from there, you can check it out. And if there's anything else that you can recommend and give us feedback on, we'll be more than happy to listen to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey guys, this is Meta Scout.
Sorry,
Hey,
sorry. I just want to apologize. Sorry, Mike. I kicked you off before you finished talking. Sorry, Mike. Thank you. Go on, Metascat.
Thank you. So, as you know, the block has 10 lands, and my question is around governance. So, if I only have one land, and there are, let's say, 2 other guys that own the other 9 lands, and they vote to have a hotel, would I be required to abide by the majority of the votes of that mini DAO? And then if the hotel requires, let's say, 2 modules per plot per land, so I would need to be required to invest at least $120,000. Do I need to do whatever the mini DAO votes for? Or I can say, guys, thank you, but no thank you. I'm going to do whatever I want in my very own little land, and you can do whatever else you want in the other 9. How does the governance work? Thank you. Back to you.
Metascat, first of all, as far as what's going to happen with the block of land is concerned, you will actually have a system where you get to meet with the individuals and get to get an understanding what the individuals want to do with their own block before committing to a block together. So that kind of avoids that in a way. If anything changes in the future, that is out of our hands, and it will have to work based on the conditions that you set as you set up that mini DAO. Thank you, Metascat, for your question. Guys, it is 1:15. I think we need to wrap it up. It's been an absolute pleasure listening to the community and listening and learning of everyone's concerns and learning of everyone's feedback. I've had an absolute blast. I hope everyone had as well. Team, Castles, Taras, James, thank you so much. Team, thank you very much. And until next time.